Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Nino Kuni. I am Nintendo Capri Sun. And in the last episode, we started on the Ding Dong Dell well. But, well... We started on the dungeon, but there's a couple of things I want to do. Man, everybody's standing around out here? What's with all the commotion? Why would King Tom go down Ding Dong Well? I just don't understand it. Don't go anywhere near Ding Dong Well, whatever you do. I've heard it's full of monsters. Yeah, I guess. Where do you think you're going? Don't go anywhere near that well, it's dangerous. I wish I could be brave like Tommy Stout. Well, you can. Just be brave. Someone said they heard the king's voice coming from Ding Dong Well, but what could he possibly be doing down there? I don't know, Miss Doubtfire. What in the world is all this commotion? I don't know, Miss Doubtfire 2. Do you know what's going on? If you do, you have to tell me, please. Well, I'll let you know the first time I hear anything, Mrs. Doubtfire 3. It's Diary of 4. Okay, apparently I'm facing that way. Alright, so I wanted to get back to... Okay, there's two things I wanted to do. Number one is I wanted to get to that outfit place and open that blue chest that was in there. Since I now possess the spell that allows me to open it. Although I imagine whatever's in there can possibly be that useful. It's probably just like a level 2 tier food item or something, but let's find out anyway. Yes, that's right. Well, that's why we have the spring lock spell. Pop, and just like that, you obtained a sandwich. Well, that's more than a little disappointing, but, by the way, hi. Who's there? Oh, hello, how can I help you today? Oh, well, since I'm here, let's see. Wow, 20, that's pretty cheap. I think I'll get 11 of those. Yeah, I totally just did that. And with the rest of my money, I'll get 7 of these. What else does she have here? This is, these are, like, ingredients that you'll use in alchemy later in the game. I'm surprised it doesn't say ingredient underneath the description, because usually it says something to that effect. When an item can be alchemized. Some more of this stuff wouldn't be bad to have either, I guess, but, yeah, well, I'm out of money now, so... Unless, of course, I sold that pie. Man, I really should sell that pie. Because I'm telling you, I'm never going to use it, and it's not worth it. I'm going to do that. I'm totally doing it. And then, of course, what am I going to buy with this? Well, some people may not get why I'm doing this, and, you know... Wait, no, don't sell those! Shit, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I was trying to buy more of those, is what I was trying to do. Well, I just made a big mistake there, but you know what? The loss is still minimal, considering... Now, like I said, this is not the way that I think most people would play the games. In fact, I'm not even sure if I'm doing the right thing here, technically. But I want to feed my familiars. Because I want to get these stats up and going. See, now his attack's already up by another point. But notice it took him 2 bars to get up that second point, whereas it only took 1 bar to get him up to the first point. Now he's on his 3rd point, it's probably going to take 3 or 4 bars to get this one. I'm not sure yet. Also, listen to how cute he is when he eats. Okay, so it took 3 bars to get the 3rd point. Let's see. Now, notice how his fullness gauge is going up. So, I didn't really explain that, and I probably should have. That you can't just sit here and feed your familiars forever and just max out their stats to infinity. You know, because you will have not only the fullness limit, as in once they get full, you'll have to wait to feed them again for a short time. But you also have the growth limit, which is also stopping them. You see, now my growth limit's up to 4 out of 10. But my familiarity is still just 1 heart. Excuse me. When that second heart fills up, sorry, I burped. I'm gonna start editing out my burps again, I think. I think I have that epiphany like once every 3 months. Anyway, yeah, the familiarity. Once that second heart, you can see how the second heart is slowly starting to fill up. Well, once it gets full, then the growth limit will go up to 20. So he'll be plus 4 out of 20. Which means then he'll be able to gain like 20 total stats from the food that he eats. So now we'll go over here to Peakhole, whose specialty is evasion. And the corresponding food for evasion is ice cream. So... have at it, Patrick. Have all the ice cream you can eat. So 1 ice cream brought his evasion up by 1. And once again, it's going to take 2 ice creams to bring it up to the 2nd level. So as you start to get later in the game, you'll start to pick up better foods that increase the stats by a lot more. And when I say by a lot more, I mean like I could get a chocolate bar that if I gave it to my Might right now, it would fill up his attack gauge halfway. Like it would bring him halfway to the next attack point. Now that might not seem like a lot because, well, weren't we just eating 1 chocolate bar to bring it up by 1? It's like, yeah. But now that he's gained 4 attack points, it's going to take a lot more food to bring that gauge up. So it's a much bigger deal now if you can find a food that brings it up by half when he's already gained 4 points total in that stat. Now, those foods will bring the stat up by more, but they'll also increase the fullness gauge faster. So you won't be able to eat as many of them. However, it will be worth it, like the amount by which the fullness increases is not as much as how much the stat gain increases. Even if the stat gain is only like 0.5 or whatever it is. Still, I just wanted to get that done. And the fullness gauge goes down pretty quickly. Like, probably by the time I'm done with this dungeon, my familiars will be ready to eat again. And I'm not going to be able to afford to feed them unless I get some really good gold drops down here, so I'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, let's get to work on this. Waited long enough to see me do this dungeon, you know? Well, I've been waiting long enough to actually record it. It's like I would have done this earlier in the morning. I was up here reading cracked articles this morning. Reading about Bitcoin mining. Like, don't even get me started. That's just the kind of thing that 2 years ago, I would have got, well, not 2 years ago, maybe more like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, that's just the kind of thing I would have gotten hooked on. Been telling all my friends, hey, I'm doing this thing, you should do it with me. Yeah, look at this, man. Absolutely bonkers. And it's not bad.
We did it!
Yeah, we did it alright. So I'll get Peakhole in on the... I'll get Patrick, I should say. I'll get him in on the action eventually. Oh, I did grind off-screen a little bit with these guys. Got Patrick to level 6, so actually, he's probably ready for some action now. Okay, you know how I said earlier that there was a monster I wanted to catch in this dungeon? Once I gained the ability to catch monsters. This is that guy. This guy, Naha. He is incredible. This guy couldn't remember whether he ordered blue or black ink pens. But for 15 minutes, he was a god. Basically, his specialty, as I said before, is evasion, but he's also really fast. And the move that he does, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of it, but it can be useful. The move involves him charging up and then unleashing a series of attacks in succession, a lot faster than a monster would normally attack. I'll try and show it off here if I can, although I don't know how discernible the increase in his speed will actually be to you guys, like you're watching. Like, even I can hardly tell the difference myself. Psych Up is the move. So he'll spend a turn and then he goes wild like this. Yeah, that doesn't seem much faster than his normal. Well, I was gonna say that didn't seem much faster, but it looks like he was doing a lot more damage, though. Maybe that was just my imagination. Maybe I wasn't paying attention earlier. But yeah, basically the point of that move, though, is to make it more likely to get a nice in battle.
Come on! Because
getting a nice, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure I explained this already, but maybe in case I didn't. Well, the game probably explained it, actually, while I was in here blabbing. Ah, the water bomb. I hate that move, because I'm weak against that. When you see red numbers in battle, that's damage that indicates that the damage was done against something that was weak to it. So that 15 above my head meant I was weak to that. Which is bad, but like I was saying, when you get nice against an enemy, it's because you happened to attack them at the exact moment that they were about to attack you. Like I was saying before, how the attack command flashes blue for a brief second. Well, that's what I meant. Is like, it's telling you that the enemy's, you know, attacking at this exact moment, and if you push the button right now... Oh, I don't, do I? Oh, I must have just gained a level. Well, silly me. Yeah, you get all your HP back when you gain a level, which is really nice. Harkens back to the days of Secret of Mana. We'll let Patrick do this one. Yeah, let's see on regular attack how much damage he does. 6, 10... Okay, Sharpener. Well, no, I don't want to do that. Wait a minute, I just did. Okay, that raises his attack. That's good to have too, then. See, the thing is, it was targeting Oliver when I went to cast that spell, and that's why I didn't want to do it. But then, for some reason, it affected him anyway, I guess because he's Oliver's familiar, so that would make sense. Like, if you cast that on a different character, you'd probably get a different familiar being affected by it. So, let me check my map here. It appears that we've exhausted all possibilities here, or have we? Well, let's take a second look here. Because sometimes you can actually walk in the water. Looks like there was something in the water there, swimming out ahead of me for a second there. Little fish biscuit things in the ground. I don't know, man. There's a treasure here. And a bottle of iced coffee. It's good for some MP. If you haven't happened to gain a level lately, then that's probably going to be good for you. Shucks, and I thought that was the way forward. See if I can try to avoid some of these encounters. I do not need the experience, obviously. Looks like, I don't know, this guy's gonna get me. And those Nahas are gonna be so good once I finally get my hands on one. So just as a quick experiment, let me go in and look and see what my fullness is at. Yeah, see here? Fullness is already down to 3. So my familiars are practically ready to be fed again. And I just did it, like, earlier in this video, 10 minutes ago. So if that gives you any indication of how often you can feed these things. Okay, that enemy dropped some ice cream. I don't know why an enemy in a sewer would be holding ice cream, but, okay, this is interesting. Oh, the door just opens for me. That's great. Well, let's not go that way just yet. I want to see what's over here. See, this is obviously another dead end here. Shit. Okay, I should probably show that. Patrick just went to level 7 there. Of course, I didn't show it when I was grinding, so it's not really that important, but... Oh, 17. Jesus Christ.
We won!
Okay, my might just had a 17 hit against one of those Rabots. So once again, it's a totally geek thing to worry about, but holy crap, 17, I mean, that's amazing. Why, how could you have respawned already? Let me see if I can sneak by this guy. Damn it. Okay, did I mention I love that this game has HP and MP drops in it? Because I love that. Okay, so we have 3 torches here. 3 guesses what I have to do here. Alright, but since it's damp, the flames won't last long, so we're gonna have to use our square button here. I don't know when the square button fixed itself on this controller, but I'm sure glad it did. Okay, so you might be looking through your spells and you're like, wait a minute, where's my fireball spell? I don't see it. Press the R button. It's in your next tab over. That stumped me for like probably 45 seconds my first time through. So just be good with the... Shit, I'm not being good with the buttons here. Yeah, see, even when you're in the subscreens, time passes, so... Shit, which one is the cancel button? Shang it. There we go. That was gonna be embarrassing if I was gonna have to light that middle one again. See a statue of the Cat King up there. Not sure why that's down here. Makes you wonder if he's got like some kind of... Oh, I don't know. Some kind of dungeon down here of some sort? No, I don't think he's that kind of cat, really. So we got a little more exploration to do here. Oh, lots of ice cream dropping in here today. Not sure what's going on there. Huh, okay, I mean, I have to admit I might be a little over-leveled for this, maybe like one level higher than I should be. But the good thing about being over-leveled in this game is that the harder you hit enemies, the more likely they are to drop the glims. And so you're going to save a lot of time on healing. It's 2 more points on the attack, alright. Good, good, good. Didn't we just open a treasure chest at the end of a hall that looked just like this? That's very strange. Well, they give you enough MP restoration because they figure you're probably going to be casting that healing touch. But I haven't had to cast it once since I got in here, so... that's good. There is a puzzle coming up in here that I am not a big fan of. And it's... whoa, gee, you just kind of snuck up out of nowhere, didn't you? Okay, let's move on, shall we? Where is fancy bread? In the heart or in the head? Okay, so we have another one of those torches here that you can light, but you're not necessarily going to want to do that straight away. Okay, so we came in from the left. We're facing the opposite way now. This is actually a one-way cliff here, like you'll be able to walk down from this cliff from the other side and come back into this room from over there. And that's what we're going to need to do, actually, in order to solve this puzzle. Because we need to light these 3 torches in succession, but it takes too long to get from that torch out there to the next one. So you have to light this one first, and then go in there and light that one, and then jump off the cliff and get the one in the first room. So that's pretty much the concept of this puzzle. Now, if I can do this right... okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Sorry, I'm going to cut out last time because I ran out of MP last time. So I guess you probably want to hear my reaction to that, wouldn't you? But... alright, here it goes. Try this again. The torch is right in front of you, sir. Let's make a straight shot for all 3 of these, and we should have this. Can't believe I ran out of MP last time. How does that happen? I honestly don't know how it happened. I don't remember casting any kind of spells. I didn't use cut loose or anything, and I just gradually lost it. Well, I was demonstrating Patrick's abilities a little bit. So maybe that had something to do with it. So I do believe we have the boss coming up, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to cliffhang you on this one because we're getting way too far into the video. So sorry about that, guys, but you knew this was going to happen sooner or later. So with that being said, let's find ourselves a plant. Will this one do, or is this too low to the ground? No, it's perfect. There we go. I spent way too much time on this, you know? So there it is. See you guys next time in a tuft of grass. Bye-bye now.